Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It was one of those things where I went to check my internet speed because things were lagging a little bit, and sure enough, I was hooked up to the wrong modem connection. So fix that, which thumbs up, fingers crossed this works. So hi everyone, this is the last lunch break live stream for 2018. I can already see the chats jumping, which is fantastic. Absolutely love it. Let me know if the sound needs to be tweaked a little bit for the music or for the audio for the voice. I will fix accordingly if I can. But let's see here. We have Nathan in there. I see Vincent in there. I see Jan in there. I see John in there. This is going to be fun. I see Arctic Skeptic is in there as well. I'm really excited for this one. And let's see here. Today I am painting this snowman from War in Christmas Village. I'm very excited to get him going and done. And, you know, classic snowman. So we're going to be making, you know, the white black top hat. But I'm going to have fun with the scarf colors and the hat band colors and the little flower he has right there. And then of course we have this wicked shield and the hammer, so this is going to be a fun one to do. Let me just fix a couple windows here so I can actually see what you're fully saying in the chat. That would be helpful. So yeah, this is the last stream for 2018. I'm going to be on a hiatus until about, well, not until about, until the week of January 7th. So that's going to be something nice for me, just kind of chill a little bit. But I will be back with live streams starting that Wednesday again. Same thing for gameplay and for crafting videos. There's going to be one more video happening on Friday. That's the painting up the shed or stable build that I did last week. It's going to give you a couple different options, one for more of a weathering and one for more of how I ended up painting it. It was right there. Oh, it's over there. I moved it. It's not there anymore. Hello, Justin. Thank you for jumping in. So there'll be one more thing for me on Friday. And then after that, I will be just chilling and enjoying the holidays with the hubs and the kiddos. And speaking of the hubs, he's actually going to be appearing on a live stream one shot over on Scrofolous Academy on Twitch. We're going to be playing together and it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be December 28th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to see the elusive Mr. Muse, come on over and check it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do to get this guy started, I'm not going to paint him pure white yet because I do want to be able to go back in and highlight him. So I'm actually going to be using Vallejo's Ghost Gray to start off. And I'm just using one of my standard mini brushes. Let's see here. All right, good. And then I did also get out a good chunk of the Patreon Crafting Muse dice, I should say. You each got a die, and I sent out all the dice. For those who qualified for it, let me tell you, I am definitely glad I made that decision that I'm not going to be selling those suckers. That was a lot of work. Hello, Julio! When do you head off to Mexico? I thought you were already there. Thanks for jumping in. I'm telling you, I envy you right now. It is cold today. I'm actually not going to worry too much about the scarf getting anything on it right now, because I'm going to do that after getting Mr. Snowman all painted up. I should just start calling him Frosty. I think that's what we're going to go with for him. He's Frosty. Frosty the No Man. As our little guy used to say. The No Man. But yeah, so it'll be nice having some time off. And I already have some ideas cranking away for what I want to do. Mike will be on his first stream as a player. Cool. Very fun. Very, very fun. Yeah. I didn't realize that's his first too. So we're going to have 2 first-time streamers. That's going to be awesome. Look at, I mean, I tell you, Scrat, he knows, he's got that touch, how to get people onto streams. If anyone wants to try getting on a game stream, let me know, because Scrat's wonderful about taking on new players for one-shots and things like that. It's a wonderful thing. Oh, you guys are chatty today. I love it. Do I have a specific painting brand you use? I pretty much in the same way as you, Arctic. I'll use Vallejo. I'll use my craft paints. I know, sin. Basically, whatever it is that I need or I want to use and is available to me, I will use it. But that's me. People have their own preferences. I think I actually discussed this last stream, I think. So if it works for you, great. If not, that's okay too. They're calling for 58. I'm not going to complain about that. Oh, cool. Oh, well, thank you for jumping in for a little bit, Julio. I appreciate that. Happy holidays and say hi. Well, they're not going to know who I am, but say hi to the family. V says hi. Who's V? Don't worry. Happy holidays. Is that kind of like happy and helping holidays put together? Because, hey, I could use all the help I could get. No, we're getting pretty much done for the holidays. There's just a couple little things I need to finish up for wrapping for the kiddos. And I need to, oh, I'm way out of frame, sorry about that. And I need to jump out and get some things for stocking stuffers. But, managed to get Christmas cards, some Christmas cards out. I'm kind of doing the whole haphazard Christmas card sending out in terms of they send something to me, I will send something out to them. It's so bad. I am so bad. PAX happening when it happened really, it threw me off my whole Christmas routine game. Just fix this camera a little bit so that I can, there we go. Nail varnish. I have used nail polish and she came out looking wicked cool. So I have used nail polish before on a mini. And it's holding up very well. But she's too far away for me to grab. I can see her, but she's like a good 10 strides away from me right now. So I'm just going to keep working on my snowman. If there's time, I'll show it to you at the end. And I'll show you that, yes, you can use nail varnish on your minis. Sacre bleu. But yeah, I'm using more of a fine, not a super fine tip, but a more pointed brush, I should say, instead of a flathead like I tend to in the beginning, simply because this guy has a lot of angles and crannies that I need to get into because of the shield and the way he's holding his hammer. It's hammer time. Let me move that. That's not going to help. There we go. Much better. Oh, your dioramas are looking so awesome. They really are. Very cool. Very, very cool. I like the dome that you've been putting on top. Well, at least the one that you did the dome with, that was very cool to see. Here we go. So yeah, again, this is Ghost Gray that I'm putting on here. Because if I went straight white on him, it's going to make him look super flat. I know he's round and he's a snowman, but coloring wise, it's going to make it look flat. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. This is why I'm saving painting certain areas, because I know it's going to get hit first with colors that I really don't want on there yet. But that's okay, because then you go back over and you paint over it, and who would have ever known? It's a thing, honest. I will take your word for it. But yes, so some of you may even already be getting your Muse die if you're one of the patrons who qualified. And I hope you put them to good use. I actually love mine because it rolls quite nicely, both for player and for DM. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Let me see here. They all have the domes. That's really cool. This is a front angle. Yes, I make faces when I'm painting. Why not? It's, you know, it's the thinking face. Instant functional knickknacks. That's a good way to put it. Functional knickknacks. They can look pretty when not in use, but you can still pull them out and start using them as needed for your games. Ta-da! There's a selling point for you right there. That works. But I was quite excited. I went to the post office this morning to drop off some more cards. And then I checked my P.O. box, which I just got recently. And I got my first package to my P.O. box. It was really cool. One of my Twitter followers and a Terra Muffins minion, Scott, he got me this really handy, it's over here and I already put it to use. He got me a really cool paintbrush holder, which I'm very much in love with already because it just separates them all and I can see them a lot faster. Hey, Alan, thanks for joining in. How are you today? So yeah, I was that giddy kid on an early Christmas, like, I got a package. And the funny thing is the postal woman now knows who I am. Like, she just sees me walk in and she knows me. And it's not like I'm there that much, but it's just a cute little post office that I like to go to. So, that was a fun experience this morning. I enjoyed that. Doodle-doo-doo. Now, as you can see, this is drying. It's not exactly perfect heavy coverage, which I don't really want to do. There we go. Tap it a little bit. because again, I want this to have a little bit of depth to it. And if you look at snow just in nature, it's not pure white. Not saying, you know, a dog had some fun with it, but there are undertones to white snow. So I'm not going to get worried like it has to be perfectly all one color before we get into doing the dry brushing, because this is going to help it get more of the depth to it that I want it to have. That's the word I wanted, depth. I got a couple buttons I'll need to paint down here on his belly, which I just painted with the gray, but hey, totally okay. Oh, geez, there's an angle I missed. Right on his face, too. It's funny, this reminds me of the, I did a painting class last week, Thursday night, so the day after last week's live stream, and it was for this, like, mother-daughter meet and greet for a Girl Scouts group in our area. Waiting for that dye next year. Okay. Oh, now I'm curious, Jan. I did have someone make up some hair sticks for me that have a dye hanging off of either side. Hey, Chris! So I have seen the dyes get put to interesting use. She also made earrings for the other two Terra Muffins, Kali and Saras. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? You jumped in as well. Look at all the people coming in to say hi. Oh, nice. Yeah, come on. I mean, you gotta wrap up with this for the holidays. I also put down lights down to make it festive. I'm like, why not just know that it's a fun time of year? Come on. All right, now I'm going to move over to doing black on the hat. Shocker, I know. What a surprise. So it's just simple. I'm actually using the primer in this case because my black from Vallejo is a little bit too thin. And I didn't want to play the layer on, layer on, layer on game. But I know my primer is just fine. So I figured, you know what? Let's just do that. Hello, Olivia. Thank you for joining us. Glad you could actually make it. And trust me, I get people have busy schedules. If you can make it, fantastic. If not, catch it on VOD later. It will, right after I'm done doing the stream, it goes onto an unlisted status, simply because that seems to be the way to keep this whole, I don't know, sometimes it gets demonetized simply because of the chat factor. Like, I guess YouTube wants to check the chat before it's cleared. Hey, Jedi Jim! So I've just learned, thank you to AJ, that if you put it onto unlisted after you're done, that the monetization kind of holds itself better. So that's what I've started doing. And then what I'll also do is, depending on what we talked about, I'll go back, I watch, I take note on things I want to fix, want to add, and then I will add in things to the description if we've talked about certain things and just take it in that direction, which seems to be working. So I'm going to keep doing that. But if you go back to the post that I've put up in the links, you can still watch it even though it's unlisted. That's the nice thing. So it's not completely off the grid. It hasn't been marked private. But for those wondering, dragging week. Oh my God, I wish I had a dragging week. How is it already Wednesday? I'm the hamster in the wheel, frantically running, trying to get things done. Yeah. Oh, of course, like if you're at work and you're waiting for vacation, it can definitely. I can make the time tick by slowly, ever so slowly. Now I am trying to be a little bit more careful because I'm trying not to get the black onto the snowman's white body area. Well, what will be more white. Here we go. We're getting with him. We're almost done. Does anyone have any fun plans for the holidays, be it New Year's or Christmas or solstice or Yuletide or whatever you want to celebrate? We're actually looking forward to just some nice quiet family time together. Oh, I had a stray hair and it got on that. I'll fix it in a minute. Normally I would go back and I would catch that little black I got on the face. However, with black and white, don't do that. That's a no-no. I will fix that just by letting that dry a little bit, and then I'll go back over with some of the ghost gray that I still have out. You know what? Let me. One of the hairs is curling, so we're going to jump over to a different one. Hello, big brother. Greetings and salutations back at to you, and happy holidays. Oh, it's so nice to see people coming in. It's kind of like our own little Christmas party. Yay! You know what? I'll put this over. I'm going to put this in my new paint stand. Let it dry right now, and I'll come back to it. But I am also plotting. If you follow the Facebook page, you may have seen the post I put up this morning about how I'm going to start trying my hand at DMing and starting off with the kiddos, and I'm going to do a fun little one-shot with them. Although I might extend it a little bit. We'll see how long it takes to do, but I'm actually excited about it, and I think it'll be a good way to kind of get going. Get my feet in the water, if you will. But I have been working on those two homebrews for D&D in a Castle still. Hi, Jody! And yeah, those are shaping up, so once they're pulled together, that's when I'm going to start opening up and seeing if anyone wants to help me with test runs and test plays and things like that. So that's probably going to happen more towards, I'm thinking, March, April-ish. We shall see. That was the other big debate, was whether I wanted to try getting to the Emerald City Convention happening in March, and I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that one off. I have too much happening that I need to get done, and I don't want to spread myself far too thin. Okay, so that takes care of it for the top hat, and really only one layer on that one since I did use the primer, and that was simply because of the consistency of my other black. I just figured, save my sanity. And then let me just, I am going to wash it because I did just use black and I don't want to muddy up my other paints. Let's see, Jedi Gem, about 30 family members. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that people are under the weather, Jedi Jim. Hey, Dennis, you made it as well. And Torn Pixie! Hi, lady, how you doing? Oh my gosh. We've been having fun playing a couple games together, too. Yeah, I know, John, about time. Twist my arm. It only took Nerdarchus Dave asking me. Oh, God. Well, hey, it's going to be, I really am looking forward to it. And honestly, with the background of writing and being an English teacher, I'm actually loving the whole getting into the process of writing things down and creating the story and seeing how people are going to fill in the blanks to the outline I'm creating. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that all pans out and seeing how it changes with different players as well. What am I going to do now? I think what I'm going to do are the arms and the wood behind the shield and the hammer on the hammer handle, I should say. So let's see here. I think what I'll do is I will do the, I'm going to do the back of the shield in Charred Brown. My children are older. They're not little ones. So they're over the age of 6, both of them. And we actually got the youngest involved when he was 3.5. So they're really good about playing. They have a lot of fun with it. They've kind of taken things on their own as well. And I've actually just written an article up about that for the newsletter that is happening with the terrain engineer, the tabletop engineer. I'm so sorry, Jim. I'm like still trying to fix over to the new name. But that's something, okay, I'll put a link in there for that. It's something he's working off of his Patreon page. I'm going to be providing articles. Scotty's going to be providing articles, as will Wylock and Black Magic Craft and the DMG Info. We all have been invited to participate with that, and then other people can as well. Oh no! Yay for hardcover books. But if you want to get your kids involved, I am definitely a huge, nope, we're doing the handle. I'm definitely a huge advocate for getting them in. And it's, you know, there's just a few things that you can do to help make it easy on everyone, quite frankly. But that's actually what I'm going to focus on for these articles for the newsletter, because I do get asked a lot about, well, your kids play, how do you do it, what do you do, and things like that. So kind of my way of passing along some tips for people who want to turn it into family game night and make it a family affair, because it's definitely something we do in our household, is have the kids join us and play, and it's a lot of fun. And I can honestly say playing with my 2 boys has made me a better stream player, because you really do need to think on your feet when you're playing with kids, because they'll come up with things that you wouldn't as an adult have thought of, and then it starts getting you to start thinking outside the box. So you start to realize there are other ways to approach situations. So that was an interesting thing I discovered. After playing with them, I realized that it was beneficial for everyone all around. So, trying to get all these little angles around the handle. Okay, that takes care of the handle itself, and then obviously a little doot doot at the top. Let's see, hoping to just do it. Oh, that'll be awesome! Yeah, see, you've already got them kind of looking in on it just with the whole mini factor. So that's wonderful. Over 20. Well then, yeah, that shouldn't be as much of a... I think they can handle the subject matter. I don't think you'll need to fix or tweak things as much. In that case, there are certain modules that are good. Like, don't start with Tomb of Horrors. Okay, just don't. That's cruel. It may even be fun to talk to them ahead of time and find out what they're thinking about character-wise. Yeah, Big Brother, can we not do that, please? So it's one of those things where, you know, just find out what they want to do, and that might lead you into what might be a good game to run with them, simply because it'll intrigue them more, and it'll pull in their interest more, because it's already keyed into what they're thinking about. And let's see, And the other thing, with kids play, it's, you have to be willing to kind of take more breaks. That was the other thing. It's like, I wanted to add something else before I stop talking about this one. If you take breaks and give them time to sort of decompress in between, even just like in between encounters and stuff like that, especially with the younger ones, that'll help too. But yeah, definitely, if you want to get them going, because it makes for some really special memories. For sure. Ooh, well, it doesn't really matter because that's going to be brown as well. Okay, now I gotta pay attention because we're getting to those awkward angles again. It's all good. We'll get there. Kids didn't really get into D&D, they were more into board games. It's interesting because I just, the article is about 3 board games that I think will help kind of make that transition from board games into playing the game. So that's coming out, I want to say, well, it's coming out in January. Is it January 1st is what I'm trying to remember. I have so many dates floating in my head right now, I am not recalling it off the top of my head. I think it's January 1st. But yeah, I'll make sure there's a link for that newsletter in my description after we're done. And then that way, if you're interested, you can check it out, for sure. The kids are murder hobos. You know, it is funny to see what they'll lock their jaws on and tenaciously hang on to in terms of what they want to get done. Our youngest one, he definitely is an, I'm going to beat the bad guy. And sometimes we're like, well, you don't always need to fight the bad guy. Sometimes the bad guy might have information you need. So going for blood every single time may not be the best approach. It's funny how it plays out that way sometimes. He's learning, though. He's starting to get the idea that sometimes using some charisma and negotiation is a way of handling it, too. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that, Pixie. Let me know how that one goes. Really. Cool, I love it. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry, and now I'm going to do the arms and the pipe with Beasty Brown. I want to do slightly different color brown. Big Brother, we're watching you for a change. Oh, that's nice, Jan. I like that. That's good to hear. Alright, so Beasty Brown I'm going to do on the arms as well as on the pipe. He's got a corn cob pipe and a carrot nose. His eyes are made out of coal. So we've got that going for us too. Didn't really worry about washing my brush too thoroughly because we're working with browns. Like I said, it's more with the black. I want to be sure that was cleaned up. The other thing I also did after watching the last stream is I had fun with the whole slideshow that's going on too. So I think what I'm going to start doing is keep a better record of the minis I've painted, and then I'll feature minis I've painted in that little sidebar there during the live stream itself so people can see the other things I've done. And then the main screen / ender screen time, that will be for the promo stuff that's going on and happening in the world of the Crafting Muse channel and gameplay. Yay! Alright, so like I said, Beastie Brown's going onto his arms, which are basically wood for the sticks. Very cool, Pixie, thank you. How are the cats? They're actually doing really well. Our little old lady, she's come out of her hiding spots more. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Little Miss Thing is a very good distraction for the big furry boys who at first like to play with our older girl, but she's, you know, she's a 16-year-old cat. She doesn't really want to play. So it's one of those things where I think now that she doesn't have to worry about, like, oh my god, they're going to come after me and they're going to want to run around the house and play and I am too tired for this, she's hanging out more, which is really nice to see. She's a sweetheart. She's a really sweet girl. She's one of those cats with a fun personality. Sorry, I'm thinking. There's angles. I need to concentrate. There's angles and such, okay? But this stream with the hubs, I'm looking forward to. We actually got our characters pulled together last night, and I think people are gonna like what we're gonna be doing. We were cracking each other up last night just with the dynamic of how we're gonna play them. And no full spoilers, but we are gonna be playing a married couple and having fun with that factor. But a certain something did influence us with how we're playing them and who they are going to be. But that's all I'm giving you. And if you want to see what it's about, you have to go on to Scratch channel on Twitch and check it out December 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ta-da! All right, just need to get a little bit more on his shoulder, and then I'm going to move on to the other arm. Oh, yeah. Don't tell the boys, and they're not going to be watching this anyways, but that's something what Jedi Jim just mentioned in the chat. That's something that they are going to be getting from the grandparents. So Hubs has been working on getting a few things pulled together for them. So expect to see some influence of that on the channel as well. Although I have been planning to do modern, postmodern, sci-fi builds starting in the new year, because I've actually been getting a lot of people asking for that. And because of that whole influence of new games coming in with different terrain demands from the classic D&D stuff, I was like, you know what, let's explore that, because why not? It's fun. Argo 37 definitely has a lot of influence on that as well, because oh my god, I loved playing that game. I really loved playing on that game. It was so cool. The content matter and everything like that was just amazing. So if anyone's doing the guild build off for December with the clear plastic ornament, if you're participating in that, that's actually one of the prizes where Mage Hand Press, Justin, are you still in here? Mage Hand Press is actually going to be providing a PDF form of the game Dark Matter, as well as a t-shirt and some swag stickers of some of the characters from that module. And I gotta tell you, I love it. And I know I've talked about it before, so I won't go on and on and on, but I will highly encourage you all to go and check that one out. And if you're doing that guild build, keep in mind that's part of the prize, as is a $50 gift card to Tabletop Loot. Dice, that's all I have to say. Lovely, lovely dice. Maybe an Alara. Yes, I love playing Alara. She was fun. Who knows? Maybe we can bring them back for a little one-shot here or there. Maybe. I'll chat with Scrat and Alice. Something tells me Alice won't say no, because she and I have both been messaging each other like, I miss playing. I really do. It was so much fun playing with the two of them. Now, the handle in this, it's really hard to get. Okay, you can kind of see the handle. The handle in this has rivets in this, so I'm going to treat that as metal, as opposed to wood. Yepers, me wants sci-fi. Show of happy faces. Who was a Star Trek fan? Doesn't matter which variety, but who was a Star Trek fan? And then show of wow faces. Who was Star Wars? Curious to see. Happy face for Star Trek. Wow face for Star Wars. Where do you weigh in that one? I'd be half smiling, half... So, I like them both. I'm not I'm not fully one or the other. Though I will say Jean-Luc will always be my favorite captain. I know. It's mostly because of Patrick Stewart. I love how he played that character. Okay. Almost there. You get this little spot. Ta. Okay, so we've got his pipe, we've got his arms, we've got the back of the shield, which has the wood grain on it, the handle on the hammer, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start working on the metal for the hammer and for the front of the shield. Oh, I love the setting of Argo. Again, I can go on and on. Oh, Jan, are you neither? Alara in Space Princess. No, it's not quite like that. No. Nor would she want to be a princess. Plus, where she's ended up, not possible. I like Olivia's take on that one. What's not to like? I know, that's just it. Like, I'm gonna like, you get a lot from both of them. Why not? Go for it. Yay! Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on to, I'm gonna use my handy new paintbrush holder. I'm gonna move on to doing the shield work, but because I have it based in a gray primer, I'm not gonna do a fully heavy-handed, that's the one I want, a fully heavy-handed approach because I do want to have this kind of like a beat-up look. So I'm gonna dry brush. Captain Kirk is the only captain. I don't know. No, that's fine. Honestly, trust me, I get that one too. But for me, that's actually more actor-based as to why I can't get fully behind Kirk. But that's making it sound like I don't like, no, I absolutely love all of them. That's nowhere near the case of what I'm saying right there. I'm more saying of, oh, Captain, my captain will be Jean-Luc in my book. And it's probably because I got started on The Next Generation. That was literally my first series to watch. And then later on, watched the original series and the others, not Enterprise, what was the next one? Deep Space Nine. Ewoks are what not to like. Okay, you need to elaborate on that. Why are the Ewoks not your favorite? I'd love to know. So again, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of brushing on the gunmetal from Vallejo. Blink. And I'm not doing super full coverage. I'm giving it the metallic gleam. Glint. Gleam. That's what I want. But I do want sort of it to have a bashed up older look. So I'm sort of letting that gray primer peek through a little bit here and there, which will make more sense once I get this all going. Now, because this guy is a pretty simple paint, I'm thinking we should be able to get it where he's finished, and all I'm going to need to do when we say our goodbyes for 2018 is just a wash, and then I will take pictures and I will share them on the community page on YouTube, which, oh my gosh, I'm loving that community tab. And then I'll do it on Twitter, and I'll do it on my Facebook page and Patreon. Yeah, because I can do a public post there as well. They gave you nightmares. Oh, jeez. Oh, and Cisco. Yep, that's another good one. They are both awesome establishments. Hey, Bruce. Nice of you to jump in. So long as it, see, that's kind of, yeah, as long as it's space-based. Hello, how are you? Ewoks were cannibals. I don't know about that. All right, now same with this, and this is actually showing up better on the brush. Yoink, yoink. There we go. So as you can see, by just doing the dry brush with the silver, you're getting the texture coming through too, but I also want to make this look a little bit more war-torn, so to speak, for War in Christmas Village. Fun stuff. Tribbles. Well, I could see how, yeah, that's a good point. For little kids with them looking like teddy bears and doing stuff. Yeah, I could see. All right. Completely understood, Pixie. Tribbles. Ah, Tribbles. I think that was actually the first episode I saw of the original series, come to think of it. The one with the Tribbles. Bruce, that would have been good. That would have been impressive if you wrote that out in Klingon. That's dedication there, I tell you what. Let's see here. Let me back up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. So, noted, no Ewoks around Pixie. I can hold to that one. Now, what's your stance on Care Bears? Just out of curiosity, not even like joking around about it. Like, did you find them confusing as teddy bears too, or were they all good? Because Gremlins creeped me out. I will say, when I was a kid, Gremlins totally creeped me out. Even the Cutesy Pie one. I don't know. As a kid, it just didn't sit right with me. Oh, see, yeah, and see, that's just it. Olivia's bringing up all the other great ones. There's never enough emoji. There's not enough emojis for that one. That's just because I'm under that umbrella. Like, give me all of them. Love some Dark Matter, Killjoys, Firefly. Yeah, seriously, they're all. Yeah, Nathan threw in some great ones too. Tripple's a hamster with attitude. Okay, so that takes care of it for Hammer. Getting the metals on that going, and the shield. The shield. So I'm going to do the Scuff, and then the Flare, and the Band, which I'm going to use brighter colors just for ironic fun, because it's my snowman, and I can do what I want. So we're going to do that. I am going to go back to, see, I keep forgetting I have this lovely new brush holder. And with this live stream, I am going to carry it for an hour and a half too. Since it is the last one, thought we could extend it out a little bit. So the scarf, I'm going to make a lovely blue. So I'm going to start with the magic blue to get that going. Care Bears are evil. Care Bears are fine. Oh, that's cool that you ran into one of the writers. That's really neat, Pixie. Couldn't get behind Farscape much. Muppets in Space. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Have you guys seen the new stuff about the, well, not the new stuff, but the stuff about the new Dark Crystal yet? That should be interesting to see what they do with it. I also thought it was really kind of amazing how they were able to keep the look as it had been, because that was one of those things I was like, kind of not concerned, but you know, raised eyebrow, let me see what they do. It's like, well, are they going to kind of keep the charm of the original puppet sculpts, or are they going to try and not modernize it, but kind of give it an updated look? But I think they did, at least with the Gelflings. I've seen those looked, I liked the look of them. Not I thought, but I thought they looked good. That's my opinion on it. But there's an article that's been floating around. I've seen it on Twitter and on Facebook. So, let's see. For time travel, AU stuff. Yeah, that was cool. So I forgot about, how did I forget about sliders too? I definitely flock to those type of shows. And here we go with a scarf. Again, I'm using that magic blue because, like I said, I want it to be like more cheerful, just for the fun of it being. He's carrying this massive hammer. Awesome Snowman and Scary. Yeah, Miss Casterain, this is from the Warren Christmas Village set, and that's the name of the game, which is why I kind of love these minis. I thought it'd be a fun way to kind of combine the whole holiday season, but nodding to our lovely tabletop role-playing game world by breaking these guys out, finally. I've been having fun with them. I think Krampus was definitely the one I enjoyed the most painting. Yes, the voice cast for Dark Crystal. Oh. I really can't wait to check it out and see what's done, because that, agreed, that was pretty amazing. Let's see, can I get this at an angle where you're going to see what I'm doing? Maybe? Maybe, kind of, sort of. Better question is, can I see painting? There we go. Original comic book. Spaceballs. Oh, there's another one! Spaceballs! I think we have that one on DVD too. Funny, she doesn't look Jewish. That was a good cast. For sure. Alright, there's going to be a little bit of time where there's really no good way for me to show you exactly what I'm doing because of this massive shield. The shield. That would be an interesting show. The Shield, but with snowmen. I kid. I totally kid. The Shield with a Christmas theme. Hee hee hee. Yeah, just give me a minute here because this is funky angles. Again. Reminds me of the Christmas special of Doctor Who when 10 came in. 9 will forever be my favorite though. See, that's always fun to find out who's favorite. Who was their favorite? Painting and talking, I can do it sometimes. There we go. Okay, so here it is with the blue on there. I will go back in and just give it a light dry brushing with a lighter blue to bring out, because there's folds in the scarf, which are kind of hard to see right now. Oh, and the even diligent snow with 11. Yeah. That's my thought on it. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna just shift some of these paints over because they're stacking up on me. There we go. But I try and keep them out so that I can put them into the description when I'm done. The Battle Scar. I haven't had a chance to see the Battlestar Galactica reboot. But that is, I gotta have so much on my list of, oh, I would like to check that out. No, yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, that one. I'm gonna do the band in Jade Green because I did like the color from that, from the, yes, the Series V. Yep, I remember that one too. I liked how the Jade Green looked on Krampus, so I thought it'd be fun to tie it into the band around the snowman's hat. Just need a little dot of that one. Don't need too much, just enough to get that band. This is one of those fun ones where I gotta get the angle just right. The interesting thing about doing that canvas painting class was how I told people, I'm like, yeah, just go ahead and make your snowman scarf whatever you want it to be. And what was interesting is normally people will flood towards the sample, but in this case more people went for purple, just without knowing, because they weren't sitting next to each other. There were a lot of purples this year. So it's always fun to see when colors come into play what people are going to want to go for their own. Ooh. Hold on, I have to hold my breath. If I hold my breath, I can get it better. It's not knowing but imagination. Bye, big brother. Have a good one. There's a couple movies that fill in gaps and helps. Oh, that's cool to know. We did watch Caprica. Did we finish it is the question. Because I'm right now not recalling how that ended. What did we end up doing with that one? I'll have to talk with the Mr. Muse about that. Did we finish watching that? See, I had this whole list of things I was going to be watching over the holiday break, and I think we may have inadvertently added more to my list with this conversation. Hee hee. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I love going back and revisiting. Hello, Damien! How are you? Haven't had a chance to see the stats on the Xmas characters you're painting. Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't have the game in front of me with the stats and stuff. If you get over to, I do have the Facebook page link in the description below. Go over there and ask away, and they'll be more than happy to answer those for you. For the inquiring minds who would like to know. But yeah, in terms of stat and stuff, I don't know. Right now, I'm just focusing on how I'm going to paint them. And honestly, like, I have a lot of games happening right now, so it's more focused on the characters I have to play. These are the characters I have to paint. So color focus for them. The characters I have to play, stats focus on those. That's how it's working for me right now. Oh, favorite thing to paint? Scales. No, that's just it. I don't have like a favorite beast or monster or NPC style to paint. I definitely love painting things like scales and feathers and fabric folds. That's what gets me excited. No, my hands are, you know, that's testing the paint. It's not my favorite thing, it's just the thing that's right there. Although I did do nail today. And the reason I worked on my nail is because I was trying to smooth the paint out to get a certain shape on the tip of the brush. That's why I did it on the nail as opposed to on the hand. I wasn't checking to see the consistency of the paint. I was trying to fix the tipping on the brush. Pretty much ended with a bunch of ticked off. Okay, yeah, I think we did finish it then because that sounds like what I remember. All right, so there's the green band. I think going around, I did slip a little bit. I'll just go back in later and fix that. I'm going to do just a very simple sun yellow on the center of the flower, and then I'm going to do the petals. So this is very easy to do, so to speak. She says as she has to start putting on small, tiny little dots. Yeah, I can do paintbrush with this one. Let me get this rinsed off, and there it is. There's a different brush I'm going to use for this. They never finished. Okay, so that's what it was. It wasn't a finished series, but I think we got as far as we could with it. That's what it was. Okay, yep, that's completely now. Always thank you, RPJ. Oh my gosh, I get teased so badly for it. Ha! Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, okay, see, that's what happened then. That's exactly it. Now my brain's like, yeah, don't you remember? The mind. What the mind chooses to keep and then not keep on you. Okay, so literally there's this cute little tiny flower here on his hat. So I'm going to, with a especially fine tip brush, just dot this on. Now, I do have the dot thing from the manicure set, but I find when it's raised, it doesn't work as well. It's more when you have to go in. I believe in me too, look. I got the rank. I got the little dot. I dotted the center, yay! And that's all I needed, the yellow. So we're good on the yellow. Just don't breathe. Don't breathe while you're painting. So the petals I'm going to make Squid pink, just because I pulled it out and I saw the name. Like, I'm purely for the name of the paint using Squid pink. Because it just sounded like too much fun. That's my why behind it. No, there are times I use certain colors for certain reasons. Other times it's just like, I want to enjoy it. Permanent painted thumb too. It's okay. All right, cool. Thanks, Miscast. I appreciate the support of fellow thumb painters. All right, let me focus. Get the petals. One little petal. Two little petals. Ooh. You know when I get quiet, I'm concentrating. Almost. Aw, hey, Chameleon fam! Thank you, and happy holidays! Good to see you here. Chameleon is one of our fantastic supporters over on Mini Terrain Domain for our Sunless Citadel, which is switching over to Season 2 is called The Forge of Fury, and we have Nerd Artist Ted joining us for that one. So we'll be back, I want to say it's January 10th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be picking up with a new Forge of Fury, but he helps us out a lot with the domain dice. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining today. Tell the family happy holidays for me. Da-da-da! Let's see. Oh, yes, yes. The, oh, isn't there a game? There's a Princess Bride game, I want to say, that I saw it on my FLGS. Okay, so the hat, that's what I'm doing. Like, where am I now? The hat. That's pretty much done. And I'm going to do the nose, the carrot nose. And, oh, I just lapsed into, can't trail. Orange fire for the carrot, and then I'm going to dry brush on a different color. Oh, my mind has kept it all just a challenge to find where it is stored. That's a good one. I might steal that one too. I don't need too much of this color at all because it's just a little simple carroty nose. And then obviously I'm going to go back and do the coal in Shocker black. But I'm doing that after I do the dry brushing of the other white, because otherwise I'm just going to make it very difficult for myself. So that's why I'm holding off on doing those details on the face. The bits that are further out, yeah, that's not a problem. But, oop, the furnace just turned on. Give me 1 second, because I'm going to yell. I'm going to mute myself and yell for the hubs to turn off the, Okay, you didn't have to hear me shout. Hubs is gonna go turn it off. Let's see here. Ooh, you got really chatty fast. Too much caffeine shakes to paint it. Yeah, I actually made sure I had decaf tea this morning because I knew I was gonna be doing itty bitty living space type of painting. Thankfully. And the dragon's about to awake in our basement. If Hubs gets upstairs in time, it might not, but we might hear the boom and the roar. But it will stop once he hits the heat down. Normally I remember to turn it off, but I actually had our neighbor stop by, and I definitely need to pull this out of frame. Sorry, guys. Yep, there's the dragon. There's my dragon. But neighbor stopped by with a little Christmas present, so I got slightly distracted from what I normally do. But this should turn off in like about a minute or two. It's not going to sustain. Okay, sorry, that was just a tricky angle to get. Sometimes I'd have to pull it in closer and out of frame, but you can see he's got his little carrot nose now. And actually that orange flame is a really good one, right? Orange flame? Yeah, orange fire. That's what it was. All right, Jan, thank you for stopping in. Happy holidays to you. Oh, thanks, Chameleon. Oh, jeez. Had a day where I painted for nearly 6 hours straight. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, there have been times like this whole section of my hand is just a beautiful rainbow of different dabs and dots. Is this Snow Laden? No, this is Warren Christmas Village, Sarah. I was to say, that's Eris, that's Sarah. So, okay, we got that all done, which means I'm going to go back into doing the dry brushing now on the body with Dead White. I'm not kidding, that's the name of the paint, Dead White. So we're going to go back in with Dead White. Let me just rinse this guy off. I do need to use my paint because hello, orange is bright. So I'll go back in with the Dead White and dry brush his body, and then we can go on and do some more of the details. And like I said, if time is on my side, and it might be, I might be able to pull this off. I'm going to do the wash on him, and actually what I'm going to do is pretty much going to leave the body alone in terms of the white areas, and then for the hammer and the shield, I'm going to go in with a darker brown, and then the top area I will just do a classic. Oh, and the nose and the cord cup pipe, they're going to get brown too, and then for the hat I'll probably just do a black wash. Although, you know, I might look and see what I have and change it from there. You'll see me pull out my Citadels for that one because I do like my Citadels for washes. Okay, so dry brushing. Dry brushing. So I'm going to go back to this guy. Yeah, he's good. Pulling out some Dead White. Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. Chris. Have a lovely one if I don't speak to you before that. Enjoy the time. Hopefully you have time. Alright, so here, going right into the white. And I will start painting on my hand just because, you know. Oh, good. That's what I wanted. Except now there's a cat here. There we go. So again, I'm not looking to make this super duper uber thick because I want it to have depth to it. It'll be a lot easier to show you what I mean when it comes time for the beauty shots for these guys. All right, Vincent, thanks for jumping in. Have a lovely holiday. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year. That's right, I'm not gonna say for the New Year. Happy New Year. The die will probably be to you in the New Year. I'm thinking closer to the New Year. It's definitely not gonna be there in time for Christmas. Simply because the shipping would have been way more worth than what the dice is. But it is on its way to you. Much to my postal people's consternation because I was sending out 4 international orders. And I forgot it was like the busiest shipping day of the year for them. I was that person. I felt so badly. I was like, sorry. With paint testing, it ends up tattooing her hand and her wrist. Oh, whoops. All right, this is a slightly tricky angle. for me. There we go. We'll just tickle the side of his cheek. And because I have a larger area to cover, I'm not really worried about using a super small brush. It's more of a medium for a mini paintbrush. But just gently going in here. I'm slouching. I need to sit up straight. There we go. Now he's looking like a Snowman. Live in the shade. Oh God, you know, I wouldn't mind living in the shade of a banana tree. That sounds heavenly right now. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love winter in terms of how it looks when it snows and everything like that. I don't like being cold. I really don't. I mean, I'm the one who's good with summertime unless it gets into the 90s. That's where it's kind of like, it's just too much. But, you know, that's also factoring in humidity. That's where it's not fun anymore as well. Oh, he's fun. Frosty the Snowman was a fairy tale, they'd say. Now that's going to be in my head all day. We do have the oldest Christmas concert tonight where he is both singing and playing. That was a fun one. I had to get out and find black pants and a white button-down shirt for him because dude had a growth spurt between last and this holiday. Alright, because we're getting into it being white, we're going to just do that. But you can see how there is some cool texture to this guy. It's just hard to show you because of the nature of white being white. But that's what I'm doing with it. Alright, Arctic, thank you for jumping in. Happy holidays to you. Oh my God, no, you don't have to buy. Have a great one, Vincent. Take care and happy holidays. Whee! And then for the base, I am going to go back and use the Vallejo textured acrylic paint because I really like how that ends up looking on the bases for snow. That I may not get to today. We shall see. But that's the way I'm going to finish them up. Basically the same way I did Krampus and Santa is how I'll be doing the base around this one. And it actually should work out nicely because of how I'm painting him up. So that we get that nice texture detail between the snowman's body and there. And the snow that's going to go on the mini itself. Just a little bit more, and then I'm going to go on to going back to the shield and the hammer and detailing those out a little bit more. And kind of what I'm doing right now is I'm letting it dry a little bit, and then I'll go back over and add a little bit more white where I feel like it needs it. Again, to play around with those textures. But this is why I didn't want to do pure white to begin with, because then there's really no way to show the textures. You like cold. You can always put on more clothes. If I put on more clothes to be comfortably warm in places, I'm going to be that child from A Christmas Story, like with the arm stuck out like a starfish. I'm not even kidding. Is there any way for my wife to put a parental control on my computer to block Kickstarter? I don't think so. I don't think so, but I know many people would probably put that to good use. Ah, Kickstarter. That's where February is going to be fun because we definitely have a few coming, or a couple coming, in February. Oh, there is. All right, you two hash that one out and figure out how to get Jedi Jim on parental controls. I'm sorry, that just amuses me. Okay, so he is done body-wise. I'm very happy with how he's looking. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to dry brush onto the arms and the handle and the back of the shield with Parasite Brown. And then I'll go and I'll do the shield and the hammer with the fine work detail. And then I'm just going to do a couple little touches around the face in terms of the buttons and all that jazz. And I think we'll be close to finishing him up, which is pretty darn cool. Yeah, I can't put my arms down. That would definitely be me. I mean, I'm the person at night who has like 2 blankets on her, a couple cats. and I'll still be sitting there shivering. I run cold, which is why my hands also turn fun colors. But that's okay. Alright, so I'm actually going to stick with the same brush. And let's see if I can get a good close-up just a little bit more for you. That's the tricky part, being able to see and then having it flare out is the issue. Oh, I think I know what I can do at the end. What I'll do at the end is I'll turn the overhead light out and I can show you much better how everything turned out, but I kind of want to be able to see while I'm doing it. So I'm going to use this Parasite brown, which is kind of like that, not orange, I don't want to say orange, but it has a warmer, that's what I want, warmer undertone to it for a light brown. So there is this really cool bark detail that's happening on the arms that I want to bring out. So after using the Beasty brown, I'm going to go back in and basically just pull this across and bring out that bark detail. So you can see that kind of enhances it a little bit more there. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Who watches the Christmas Story on like the 24-hour loop? Does anyone do that here? I know a couple people in real life who will. Like it's their Christmas tradition. But I'm curious if that's a thing others do as well. Let me get the fingers. There we go. That was quick and easy on that one. This is the arm that's going to be tricky because it's bent behind the shield, but now I'm going to go and get the other arm right over there. Dreams in Gary's Basement. Yes, that one is like a really cool documentary that they're working on. It's one of those things where depending on what comes my way for Christmas, I might do a little backing on that one as well if it's still available. This is the time of year where I gotta figure out where the money has to go. And I was budgeting, honestly, I was budgeting for shipping the dice out, so classes from you and Black Crash on how to take pics of terrain minis. A lot of it's going to be experimentation and finding your background that works, and then your lighting as well. But I will suggest if you really want to get to be able to take good pictures of your minis, even Wish has them, they're light boxes. Those will probably be a good way to get you started into the field of mini photography. Growing old is mandatory, growing up is still optional. Completely agree. Completely agree. Okay, so Bruce watches it yearly. Do you watch it as like the 24-hour constantly on the TV, or do you just watch it maybe once or twice and then move on? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, so that takes care of the arms. Doodly-doo. And then, did I put that other colorway? I think I may have. I did. I was going to use tan. I was going to use tan on the, just realized that for the shield and the handle, I'm going to use tan. Because, like, I can watch that maybe once, like once in a season, but I can't imagine it back to back or just as constant background noise. That's just me. Alright. So now I'm going to do the back of the shield and the handle of the hammer. That's a little bit more than I intended, but oh well. Not too hard of a squeeze. This one I'm really just going to pull off as much paint as I can. Oh, that's cool. Isn't that the house that like gets bombarded this time of year too because of it having been in the movie? I'm going to show you what I'm doing with this after the fact because there's no way I can do what I need to do angle-wise and show this at the same time. My husband was looking at an article about that, about how, I guess like people stop by and stuff to check it out. Which, I mean, I can see why, especially when people have grown up with it. Yeah, this just brings out that wood detail in the back. Which now that I'm looking at this is going to be a tricky one to show off. You can kind of get it. Can kind of get it there. This is again is where I'm going to go in with the camera, and I'm going to try and get all these lovely angles so you can see what's happening. It's just really hard to be like, hey, look at this, because, oh, that kind of works. There we go. That kind of gives you the idea of the cool wood grain that's on behind it. So that was done with tan. Let it play in the background and enjoy holiday festivities. Okay, well that makes sense then. I guess that makes sense. So it's not watching it all the way through. Oh, cool. That sounds nice, Nathan. I like the sound of that one. I will at some point throw Harry Potter in. That's a different one. I don't know, I like Hogwarts in the wintertime when they do like that sort of before they go off for the holidays. For me, Harry Potter is both Halloween and Christmas movie. I mean, it works. Why not? And I'm just doing a very, very dry brush on the handle itself. There's some detail on it. It's not a huge amount, but gives it more of that worn wood look. It's a museum now selling leg lamps and all. Oh, that's kind of cool. I did not know that. Very cool. I learned something new today. Happily, thank you very much. And then I am going to go back to the Plague Brown. I forgot to get the corncob pipe. A little dry brush. I'm going to do that too. Oh, I had just enough of that out. Nice. People that own now have a Chinese restaurant. Interesting. We're getting insider information here. Very cool. And again, same thing for the pipe. I'm just giving it a very light touch. Just gonna bring out the edges more. But he's getting there. We're getting there with him. This is a fun one. All right, let me do, I'm gonna move down to Chainmail Silver, or up, I should say up, not down because I'm pulling up a level. Die Hard! Yes, I know, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Not saying I agree, but I see why. I will try and get the Scrooged movie on as well. Usually that's after the kids have gone to bed though. That one's good. Die Hard 2. Alright, so moving on to the Chainmail Silver. What I'm first going to do is I'm going to go back to, where did I put it? You it? Yes, you were it. Yeah, I'm going to go back to my little brush, and what I'm going to do is play off the edges of the hammer and just take the lighter silver to highlight those. Hello, Gem Song! Good to see you join us. Literally, I'm just going to take this, and I'm only putting this on the edges, so it's basically like having two cubes on the end of a stick. But what I'm doing is I'm highlighting those edges of the cubes. That's basically how I'm attacking this one. And I'm using my nail again because I'm trying to get the brush in a certain shape. And I find doing that... What is with all that? Well, why am I asking about the cat hairs? What's with all the cat hairs? You only have 4 of them, lady. So that's what I'm working on right now. Getting these edges going, and that just really makes it pop. Which is what I want to do. So let me see if I can get this to, there we go. So this side, ooh, that side has gotten the edging, this side has not. And it just sort of amps it up a little bit more and highlights them. That's why I like to do that. I'll probably do the same thing around the edge of the shield as well, and then onto the rivets is my game plan for this one. So let me see here. Got there, didn't quite get here yet. Get that edge. Turn them around. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Sort of. Maybe. Very carefully get across the top here. That's okay, Lewis. The snow miniature is from War in Christmas Village. There is a link for the set on Amazon in the description if you want to check it out. I've also put in the link for the Facebook page for War in Christmas Village that you can go and take a look at, but they have these great sets of Christmas themed with a horror twist minis because it's for a game that they've created, which is pretty darn cool. So be sure to check those all out and you'll be able to get everything you need information wise. And if you want to get the set comes with 1 Santa Claus, 1 Krampus, 2 snowmen, and 1 zombie reindeer. I kid you not. 1 zombie reindeer. I'm trying to recall the price off the top of my head. I haven't looked at it. I want to say 50. I could be wrong. Yeah, just click on that link below. That'll take you where you want to go and give you the information you need. Okay, so did I get that part? Let me just... Sometimes I will go back in and add a little bit more. But yeah, that gets it to what I want. Yep. So you can see there, right there, that shows you what I've done. See how they get the two different tones of the silver going? That's why. It shows off damn edges. Alright, now I'm going to move over to the shield. Same kind of concept. I'm going to go through and dot the rivets with the lighter silver to kind of bring them out more. Same thing is going to happen with this edging around the center. That's going to get a little attention with the chainmail silver. And this is basically just going through and highlighting things. There we go. I'm not going to take this and dry brush the whole shield. I don't want to do that. The gunmetal is my base color for the shield. I just want to bring out the higher details on this. As you can see there, now those pop out a little bit more. Playing D&D for the first time since we were kids. Oh, fun! It would. It absolutely would be great for a Christmas encounter. Completely agree. Have fun with that, Lewis. That sounds amazing. Let me know how that pans out, too. I love to get the follow-up after the campaigns and stuff. Oh, thank you, Jedi Jim. That is so well worded. Happy holidays to you. Whatever you're celebrating, please enjoy it and have fun with everyone. That was very sweet. Gives it a realistic glint sheen. Yes, it does. That's it. Thank you, Nathan. That's a good way to put it. Alright, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to just... This is where it's going to be a little bit tricky because this is a shallow... It's a shallow raise on the shield. I don't want to paint the whole thing. I'm literally just going through and painting the edge as best I can. Need more paint. And that enhances that detail more. But I don't want it to be completely chainmetal silver. I want to still keep that gunmetal and the base color of gray kind of peeking through so that it looks more worn as well. Alright, there we go. And then I'm also going to be doing the same thing just around the edge of the shield itself. Taking the same chainmail silver and just enhancing that edge. And the cool thing is when you go and you do the wash on this, it's then going to give it the aged look. Which is why I'm going to go more for, I think we do Agric's Earthshade from Citadel for that, instead of black, or Nuln Oil, as they call their more black-like wash. But yeah, this is what I love about doing the edging detail on this stuff, especially with the metalwork. This is great for doing on armor and weapons. It just makes it pop that much more. Is it entirely necessary? No, maybe not. Not if you want to get a quick paint job going, but for me, this is something I've started really wanting to make sure I do more and more. And I am going to do it to the inside, this part, this one too. I'm just going to rinse my brush a little bit though. Let's see, what are we? 1:16. Oh yeah, we're running along right on time as I had hoped. However, we're not gonna have enough time to let this dry for a wash, but what I'll do is I will give him a wash. I'll let you know what the washes are in the photo, and I will share a picture of him probably later on this week so everyone can see how he officially came out. Alright, some of these angles are gonna be tricky again. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Kind of, sort of, almost. Kind of, sort of. And I'm just taking my brush and I'm very lightly doing this and using the side of the brush, not so much the tip, but I use the side to let it kind of guide along. Oh, it shows up a lot better on the back, but you can see what I just did there. Ta-da! Alright, cool. Now my favorite part, we're going to start dotting. Go back in, we're going to start dotting with the black and such. Yep. Time for those eyes. Yeah, you can do that too. If you don't have lighter silvers on hand, you can go back in with whites and highlight with whites. It's not something I'd recommend for someone just starting out because you get too much white on and it's gonna be a lot more obvious. But that is another technique that you can do once you get used to how you can apply the paint and get a steadier hand. So yeah, totally a technique you can do, and I've done it with other ones. Like if it's someone who's in full armor, I'll take that and do a wash, and it gives it a neat look too. But for this one, since it's only a couple pieces of metal, I just went in with a lighter metallic instead. Book titles one might find in a D&D library. Let's see here. Yeah, that's actually throughout some D&D title, like for library books, that'd be cool. How about Feywild features, and it could be biographies of famous Feywild people or such. The black, which I know I need more of. I didn't put that much out to begin with. So going back over to the black, I'm going to get to the coal, buttons and eyes are dressed, and yes, I want it to be a nice fine tip, so I went there. Okay. Wish me luck. I'm definitely going to work one side of the face and then switch over to the other side of the face. And I'm literally just doing very gentle, light taps onto it to get it to get onto the coal bits. And you want to be sure you don't overload your paintbrush too much, because then guess what? You go to touch and blop. It goes blop and you'll probably say something rather poetic, let's put it that way. This is also why I like doing it on the nail, because the nail will help the paint stay a little bit wet. So you can always go back to the paint that's on your nail. Eyes, I can't watch. No, not the eyes! Good, you can totally dot the eyes. But like I said, normally you'll see me use that one tool that I love to do for eyes for humanoids because of the, you know, they're inset in the face. This is raised, so that's not going to meet as nicely with that tool because it's 2 points coming together. So I am going for just a very fine tip brush for this work. I'm using the, is this one of the Vallejo ones? Yeah, the 000 for this work. Okay, now I know you have an eye in there. There's your eye. Okay, there we go. There's his face. Ta-da! Now I have, there's 2 and 2. Yeah, 2 and 2. 2 buttons on the chest, 2 buttons on the tongue. Good one. It's there you go. That's always fun stuff to come up with, though. It just adds that little extra element. Like I said, I'm just getting these buttons with the brush, hoping that's showing up for you. The shield makes it a very interesting angle. Oh no! Yep, it danced off for me. Shoot. We can fix it. Can we fix it? Oh god, Bob the Builder. I haven't had that one in my head in a long time. Bob the Builder. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, thanks for jumping in, Damien. Have a wonderful holiday. I hope it is a beautiful time of year for you. I really do. Okay, so we're gonna let that one... the brush totally danced off for me. Like there's just this little stray right there. But I'll go back in with just some straight white and fix that one up. So that takes care of his eyes. And what time is it? I might have a little bit of time to play around with the hat. You know what I'm gonna do? Who brought it up? Lewis, right? Was it you? Yes. I'll show you with playing around with the white what it does, but I'll do it on the top hat for you so you can see that in action, how it highlights the edges. A crooked sinister smirk. Yeah, that's why these have some really fun sculpts. I take no credit for the smirk. That was completely in the sculpt itself. They did a great job with thinking all of that through. All right, so I'm going to go into white. And I'm just going to hold my breath. It's actually, a lot of it's getting the right angle going here. You really don't want this to be thick on your paintbrush at all when you're doing this technique. Oh, Jan, you made it back. Thanks for jumping back in. All right, I need to get more white on it because now it's getting too... The reason why I'm rolling the white on my hand is because I don't want to pick up anything that's on my nail right now. This is very light, very, very thin. Again, I'm using the edge of my brush, or the side of it, as opposed to the tip itself. I find that gives you just a little bit more control. But when we pull it into frame, you can see how that pulls out and highlights it more. I still need to get around the other part of the brim. Not the brim, but the top. So see, ask and I'll see if I can show. Show and tell here. This is why, hold on. But you can see how that highlights the top of the hat with that, and then when I go and I do the black wash on it, it's going to take on more of a grayish tone, and it's just going to look like a really cool way of edging it. So that's how that can work when you do the white. How do you take a picture of something reflective? You want your light to come not from above, because above's going to glare everything out. You kind of want to get a full surrounding of light if you can. If you get any direct point light, it's going to flare right back up at you. So you want diffused surround light is the best way to handle that one. All right, now that I've said that, let me go and get the brim, the actual brim this time. Hold on. Brush got way too dry. In my chatting, my brush got too dry. There we go. Almost. So I will do the same around the brim of his hat to highlight that up. Very light, very little. You don't need a lot. A little of very little on your brush is going to go a very, very long way. That is for sure when you're doing this technique. I also find if you got just a little touch too much, like I just did there, if you quickly tap your finger onto it, it'll help blot off a little bit of the excess. But again, light touch, be gentle. Oh, this is going to be a fun angle. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So he's got his brim and he's got his top of his hat edged out with that white trick, which, especially when the wash goes on, you'll see really pop out more. Come on. Wow. It's the one thing that drives me nuts with how the camera does its flip around deal. There you go. That gives you the idea. Oh, that's right. I want to fix the back of that band. Might try, yes. Go outside. Actually, you want a cloudy day. Outside around noontime on a very cloudy day, and you'll get the picture you want. That's how I used to do my crochet pictures. That was the best lighting for me. Around noon on a cloudy day, not rainy, just a really cloudy day, and you'll get the look you want. I do want to go back and fix that little oopsie-daisy that I had here on the hat, and the same thing for around the button, and then I'm going to call this gentleman our snowman friend done. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay, so that takes care of the little oops we had back there. And then, oh yeah, and the winds, that's always fun to battle. Oh, I've had a couple things go flying on me before. That's not fun, ever. I have to play chase. Alright, and then I'm just going to go back in with the white. Whenever you paint over with white, do make sure the previous color is definitely dry. Because like I said, if you don't wait until it's dry, you're just making a lovely pastel on your mini. And then that's actually harder to fix sometimes. Alright, that took care of that. So he is pretty much... Hold on, we're going to play around a little bit here. Moving the camera. Pull it a little bit more. He is pretty much dunsies outside of getting his wash and then doing his base again with that Vallejo texture paint that you saw in the Krampus. Well then there you go, Nathan. You got the perfect... So I'll take pictures of him when he's still a little bit, yeah. When he's dry, I will do the wash. I will take pictures. I'll let you know what I used for the washes and where. And then, yeah, he'll be added to the mini arsenal, as we're calling it. But these are fantastic minis. I'm having so much fun painting them. He will be the last of the series I'm going to paint on the live stream, simply because I have all these other wonderful ones literally glaring at me each week that I'd love to get to. But the details and the personality they put into each of these minis is so much fun. I definitely recommend, if you want to get something seasonally themed, go and check this out because you won't be disappointed at all. At all. And yep, we're running up to 129, so we're going to call it for this year. So thank you to everyone who came into the chat today. Really appreciated seeing you. I hope you all have a wonderful, restful time off, hopefully, or at least you get a break to give yourself a breather and to spend some time with the ones that you love and the ones who make you laugh and the ones who make you smile. Do be sure to try and check out what's going to be happening on the 28th over on Scrat's channel. Here, we'll do this. We'll give him like his little... It's close up. And you'll get to see me playing along with Mr. Muse, playing in a one-shot D&D 5e. And, you know, I'll be posting on the Twitter account. I'll be posting on Facebook here and there. So, ooh, just kick the table. If you want some interaction, definitely you can find me over there. But I hope you all have a healthy and a happy and a wonderful next couple weeks. And I will be back to the regular schedule starting January 7th, the week of January 7th. So take care, everyone. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Be good to each other. I'll see y'all later. Take care. And now for the ending.